Previously on the Death Saving Bros podcast.
We're just interested in pretending to be orc steel.
It's not the orcs. It's not the crow's heads. It's not some sorcerer in a dark tower somewhere. So do you know anything about this black arrows and the red fletching? Go talk to the Steel Glade. You might be able to get some information there. You guys are all ushered out of the arena.
So the reason we're here is we want those forged tickets to that party.
Steel Glade's big gala. Yeah, what do you guys want?
Invitations to the hottest party in town.
Double-sided warhammer.
I think you were asking about a guy named Philip Dmitriev. Philip's bag contains a letter signed Your Al. All it says is Chorus Harvest Moon.
Hello, I'm Negotiator. Name and title.
Wants a wagon that is available at Zafar's since he needs his letters of marque signed. And Zafar takes a look at the invitations and says, "Good luck getting across the bridge. Those invitations won't do you any good."
And I notice this and say, you know, my brother Smuggler, I think he could get you across the bridge.
There's 8 of you.
Is there any direct way that would be the best to get these guys across?
This is a special wagon that has compartments under the floor. You could put them in the compartment and smuggle them across.
Okay, well, I've got to go get my brother Driver to get you situated later.
Yeah, can I just hop on a horse and just have Vargas escort me to the bridge?
As you start onto the bridge, there is a checkpoint. Produce your documents.
I pull out my noble papers.
I hand him the papers.
These letters of marque seem odd. What are you hauling?
Oh, mostly air.
I think we might have picked the wrong guy.
I'm going to the other side to get it equipped.
One of the guards goes around back. He rolled a natural 1. He's telling the truth. It's all air back there. Move along. So you guys make it to a shop on the bridge called Odds and End Tables. Your criminal contact is there and says, "Well, I think I can get them the rest of the way." Welcome to another episode of the Death Saving Bros podcast. I am your host and dungeon master, Paul Camper. With me today, I have Brad Renfro.
Are you ready to rock?
Eric Nemeth.
I don't know what's going on right now.
Brad Richards.
2 in the pink, 1 in the stink, always makes the girls wink.
And Matt Smith.
Who's that Pokemon? It's Smegmar.
Welcome back, guys. We, last episode, had a guest in Chris
Wait, you
Locke.
never said Ben.
And Ben Renfro. Oh,
And last but not least, Ben Renfro.
I'm Ben, and I've got a crow.
Okay.
I've got
Welcome
a
back,
crow.
Welcome back, guys. Last episode, we had a guest in Chris Locke, and you guys managed to talk to his character, Negotiator, name and title, who got you across the bridge to the rich side of Wriford, and you are now at the Odds and End Tables store, and you are speaking with a older woman who has just given you fancy clothes so that you fit in with the rich people on the rich side of the bridge. So, real quick, what do your clothes look like?
Well, I already had these clothing because I'm a rich bitch.
Fair enough.
Unlike all you poor peasants. Sorry, poor plebs. My apologies.
Does this mean I don't have my armor on if I'm wearing fancy clothes? Or can I wear fancy armor?
You have fancy clothes on.
Alright, well, since I went from not wearing any clothes, my upgrade to fancy clothes is simply just a loincloth over my genital region. Nope, it's just over my thighs.
The old woman says, "I don't think that's going to work."
I wrap
What if it's made from velvet?
I wrap all of my body parts with cloth except for my genital region, my butt, and my nipples. Like my torso, my shoulders, my arms, my legs, everything is covered except for the other stuff.
So it's like a cloth gimp suit.
I still don't think that's going to work, but we could give you, like, a free-flowing outfit if you want.
Can I just wear khakis? Only khakis?
You have to wear a shirt.
I wear a shirt, only a shirt.
A khaki shirt? Unheard of.
All right, so Brixius is wearing khaki pants and a button-down.
When the fuck was that decided?
I just decided it now. You look so good in that button-down.
I start fidgeting.
Your half-orc muscles are really like bulging through that shirt.
That's kind of railroading.
I keep it unbuttoned, though.
A tasteful 1 or 2 buttons.
I'm very fidgety
You
with
could
this.
probably even get away with 3.
I do not like being confined by buttons. I'm used to not wearing a shirt.
Yes, but you're in the fancy part of town now. You're trying to get... Why are you here?
Really good question.
Beats me. I literally got shipped over here. Like a good being transported.
So none of you know why you're here?
We do. I mean, I'm not sure you need to necessarily know. No offense.
Oh, fair enough. But, like, is there anything that I can help you get ready for?
A party.
Ooh, a party. What kind of party?
One that requires me to rip my shirt off.
The party. And I give her a wink.
It's a birthday party.
A birthday party?
It's your birthday party. Happy birthday, darling. We
I want
love
to
you
party
very,
boy the
very,
tailor.
very much.
Oh, no, that's not necessary. I'm just, like, if it's a party and if you're going to the Steelglade party, you're going to need more than just fancy clothes.
Go on.
Well, it's been advertised everywhere that it's a masquerade ball.
Ooh.
So you're going to need a costume in addition to your fancy clothes.
I get as identical as I can to the Mr. Peanut getup.
Like the guy with the top hat, the monocle, and the guy that's an actual peanut?
Yes, the Mr. Peanut guy.
Okay, fair enough. So, and what are your regular fancy clothes?
Those are my fancy clothes.
A top hat, monocle, and cane?
Yes.
Okay, and what's your masquerade costume then?
It, one of those masks that covers like half your face and has a beak.
Is that one of those, like, a sick doctor? Like a plague doctor mask?
No. It's kind of like broken off, like part of, like half of the face is like isn't quite covered.
Okay.
And then there's
It's like Phantom of the Opera.
Yeah, it's not like a long beak like the plague doctor. It's just like a little.
Okay. All right. Dosh, what is your fancy clothes and costume?
I would like a velvet man's blouse and some nice pants. I'm going to wear my billowing cloak that I just got over that. And I want a nice, large, wide-brimmed, trimmed hat with a feather in it.
And the lady says, "Oh, you're going to fit right in. Very, very fancy."
Why, thank you, ma'am.
What about you, Prothean? What is your, you've got your fancy clothes and fancy armor. What's your costume going to be?
My costume? I'm just gonna be wearing one of those like, masquerade masks with all the like feathers and everything on it. Like the fancy rich people wear at those masquerade balls.
He's like a flashier version of what I'm doing.
Kind of.
All right, so you're doing the little beak nose half mask with a bunch of peacock feathers off the top of it.
Basically, yeah.
Oh, do I need a mask, too?
It's a masquerade ball.
Oh, I want a Zorro mask.
Nice. What about you, half-orcs?
Well, I have my khakis and this button down, which I really don't like, and I unbutton the top button, one button at a time. Just the top button's done. For my costume, I was thinking about going as the shirtless man and taking off this shirt. I could put on a tie if you still need me to be fancy. And for my mask, I will be wearing this Roman helmet, which makes my eyes glow.
Yes, that would work.
Yes.
Should I explain what I'm wearing or not?
Sure. Go ahead.
Because I actually wrote this down since you said it the other day. A black velvet doublet with nice black slacks, boots, and a half cloak over my left half of my body with my family sigil on it.
Very fancy.
Hot.
Oh, I look sexy as fuck.
And what about you, the other tall half-orc?
very minimalistic pants or trousers, if you will. A complementing button-down shirt comparable to my brother's. A nice Yankee Doodle cap with a feather in it named Macaroni. For my mask, I want an orc mask. Because,
Yes.
surprise, motherfucker, I'm actually an orc.
She says, "Oh, that would be quite the joke. All right, here you go." And she gives you all your stuff and says, "All right, go be on your way. You can find an inn somewhere down the road. It's called the Scarlet Inn. It's called the Scarlet Inn, and if you drop my name...
What's your name, sweetheart?
My name is Joy Sandoval. They'll give you a room for free for the first night.
What was your name?
Joy Sandoval.
One more time.
Joy Sandoval.
Why?
Okay.
Wouldn't it be Sandoval?
So we're going to go to Charlotte's Web, and we're going to tell her that Joyce Sandoval sent
No,
us.
it's Joy Sandoval.
Stand Oval?
Joy Sandoval.
Joyce and Oval. Gotcha.
I thought you said Megan Smith.
It's Joy. Say it with me. It's Joy.
Happy.
Joe.
Joy. Joy.
Joy.
Joe.
San.
Mama.
Pam. Pam.
See, I might be able to help with this
Sand?
Pam dilemma.
Brother, can you help me with this dilemma? I'm not seeming to understand the
this
name. Is it
Pam?
Joyce or Joy?
I thought it was Cho Mama.
Joy. Joyce. Joyce. Joy.
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 Bofa?
Sandoval.
These nuts.
Send over.
Bend over?
Sandoval.
A
Send
sand
over?
oval. Like when you draw an
Yes.
oval in the sand, but it has to be a circle.
Yes, but that's my name.
Sand circle. Gotcha.
Got it.
All right, just say Joy from Odds and End Tables sent you.
Joy
Joy.
S sent us.
Joy.
Yes, there you go.
Joy
What is
from
an
Top
S?
Tables?
All right. So you guys head on over to the Scarlet Inn, and you drop Joy S's name.
Do we? I don't know if we do.
I was definitely going to play that differently when we got there.
I pick it back up.
I dusted off. Sorry about that one.
You guys have a room for the evening, and you're all sitting there. You're having a meal, and is there anything that you talk about?
So, who are you guys again?
Demons.
You do know it's my job to hunt demons, right?
You do know that it's my job. Actually, I don't have a job.
You want to know what my job is? I own a gym. Oh my gosh, brother, I just thought of the perfect demonstration for the gym. The hammer fist. This ball is going up in flames.
Does it involve me stabbing somebody in the neck with a knife?
Yes.
Revan, where are you at? But oh shit, he's not Revan anymore. He's Profear. What's his name?
Who's Prothean? Who's Revan?
Oh, this pin cushion we used to carry around.
Why do you name a pincushion?
Because a lot of things went into him or it. We genderized a pin cushion because we stuck a lot of things in it. And Revan just seemed like a nice name that you would
It's
name
not-
something when you stick a lot of sharp metal objects into it.
It sounds like you guys have a lot of issues.
Yeah, I can tell you where my issues all stem from. You say you're a demon hunter?
Oh, I'm a sworn paladin of Thorm, and that's one of my job descriptions, to hunt down demons.
Right.
So demon hunter, right?
If you grow basic like that.
You got to keep things basic. So demon hunter,
It's not his fault he can't read.
we might need to talk a little more about hunting these demons because we have some personal problems we need to fix with some demons.
Well, the next kingdom over, the two goblins, they're the ones I believe are summoning the demons.
Oh, we're fucking. Let's go now. Leave this ball. We have no purpose in being here. I don't like crowds of people. They interest me, but I know they make my brother very uncomfortable.
I'm freaking out, man.
So at this point, I'm going to walk over to you guys, though, and say, hey, you might feel better if we all have a drink on me.
I don't accept.
Dash is gonna be like, I feel sad sometimes too.
I pass my drink over to Dash and tell him this might help with your sadness.
It always does.
My goal was to drug the drinks if you obliged to take them so that you would just have yourselves a grand old time in the city.
You're going to drug me? Why would you tell me that?
That was a out of character.
What are characters? Is it this person behind the mask?
Is that one of Fighter's brothers? Name and title.
All right. Jet, like the plane, please leave.
Well, that's awfully rude of you.
You just said you were going to drug me and my brother.
I said no such thing.
And all these companions here with me. I don't even know Prothean, and you should not drug him.
I am hurt you would think I would do such a thing.
I stand up and I walk away.
Solves my problem.
If I get handed a drink from him, I'm gonna make. If I get handed a drink from him, I'm gonna make Figus take the first drink.
That is a child.
Hey, Figus is my retainer. That means he's my cupbearer too, which makes sure nothing's poisoned. Also, if I'm going to this ball, he's probably should announce me walking in. I think that's one of his job titles.
Can he be the back half of your like 2-person horse costume that you take him to?
Yes.
Sir, we don't normally introduce you when you walk into a... Wow, my voice is shot tonight.
It was drugged. Listen to Figus, he's dying.
I never got the drinks.
I slap him.
Sir, you know very well that I never introduce you when you walk into a bar.
Not to the bar, Figus, when we get to the party.
Oh,
the masquerade.
Yes, I'll do that for you.
A massacre? Gotcha.
Masquerade. Fuck, I can't talk tonight. Masquerade.
So the massacre.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Figus is gonna like pull out a kazoo to announce him.
It's crystal clear.
Something.
Kill everyone. I'm gonna go find my brother.
All right. And Ambionitis and Brixius, what are you guys doing? While you have a couple days before the masquerade party at Steel Glade. So, what is there anything that you would like to do in the city?
Demons.
I would like to go to the library.
Want to spend my vacation at the library.
Is that from Avatar?
Yeah.
Good catch.
All right, so you ask the bartender at Scarlet Inn, and he's able to tell you, "Oh, yes, of course. If you head on down to the temple section, you'll be able to access any one of the temple libraries there."
So I go there.
I follow.
And you're able to navigate your way slowly through the city. This side of the river is just resplendent in gold leaf trim around the tops of the buildings. You see every surface is washed. The streets are laid with brick instead of just dirt or cobblestone. And there are potted flowers in windows. There are people milling about, just going about their day with parasols and fancy hats. You see lots of people that have Yankee Doodle dandy caps, just like Ambionitis.
The fuck they do?
And, well, none are quite as Yankee Doodle as
You're
yours.
goddamn right. I was about to fucking bitch slap somebody.
But they have something that's almost... They have something that's almost as good, but not as good. And you are slowly making your way towards the domed towers that you can see further into the city. There are 5 domed towers, and each is a different temple all around this central circle with a fountain in the center. Each one is a different colored stone. You've got sandstone, marble. One is like pink granite. One is a very dark colored stone. And then the last one is, what's the type of stone that has like all the little pebbles in it?
Gravel?
No. Anyways, the last one is made up of stone that is just a bunch of little stones all pressed together.
Great.
Concrete.
What's the library look like?
Concrete.
Wait, before you describe that or answer that question, Do these domed towers have little spires on the very tippity top of the domes?
No.
Hey, brother, they look like nippleless titties.
Yeah.
I knew that's where you were going with it too.
Yeah, they do, brother. Man.
The library, well, each one of those buildings is a temple, and the libraries would be inside.
I want to go inside and find one with books.
Of demons.
Which one do you go into?
demon?
Pick number 3, my lord.
The big one.
The biggest one.
They're all of a similar height.
Do they have similar,
similar
girths to them?
Yes.
Damn.
This is hard, brother. The first one.
You said there's 5 of them?
Yes.
We go in the 5th one.
The last one.
So you go in the one with the pebble stone. I'm just going to call it pebble stone. And as you enter in, you see a row of pews, and right before you enter into those pews, you see a small statue about as tall as Ambionitis is. It has a face, but the face is 5 different faces, just like slices of different faces all smushed together. And it has a little bowl of water in its hand.
Oh. This must be the temple of Michael Jackson. Respect.
This looks like the work of demons, brother. I think we're in the right place.
Demons.
Do I see anybody who looks like a secretary?
Or a demon.
Assuming I know what a secretary is.
You see somebody in one of the far pews down the hall that is wearing a burlap robe, and he has his head bowed in prayer.
I tighten my tie. Oh, wait, I'm not wearing my tie.
I sprint over to him and say, "Excuse me, sir, not to interrupt your prayer, but do you have a crow?"
I'm sorry, sir, I don't have a crow.
He doesn't have a crow.
I have a crow.
I unbutton my second button.
But he leaves
Can
the
I
top
help
one
you?
together.
Yes, I'm looking for books.
Of demons.
Books on demons.
Demons.
Well, then you would want to talk to the head priest. He is through the sacristy over there. And he points down the hall.
Thank you, sir. I shake his hand. You have
I
a nice
sprint.
burlap robe, and I sprint away.
All right. You go down that hallway, and you wind up entering into a room filled with shelves of books.
Demons.
Do I see anybody in this room?
Do I see demons?
Yes, sitting at a desk right at the front of the room is another man in a burlap sack. This guy has a heavy chain around his neck with a symbol, the same 5 faces of the statue out front.
So this man in the burlap sack has a chain. This is what you're telling me.
Yes, I don't know where you're going with
Does
this.
his chain hang low?
Yes, and when he looks up as you come in, it
It
wobbles
wobbles.
to and fro.
Does it wobble to the flow? Does it shine in the light? Is it platinum? Or is it gold?
It shines in the light coming through one of the upper windows, and it is made of gold.
Can he throw it over his shoulder?
He could.
If he had to make it glow, does his chain hang low?
Hangs a little low on his chest, yes.
I walk up to him.
Is that your chain? Sorry.
Excuse me. Are you a demon?
I am not a demon.
Good. Brother, easy. He's
Okay.
not a demon. We got that cleared up out of the way. I'm looking for books on demons.
Demons.
Well, what type of demon? And why are you trying to learn about demons?
What do you know about demons?
I know that they are not a part of the...
They're not a part of this world.
Ain't good.
Brother, why does this man sound like Barney? I love you. You love me. Let's go kill some demon families with their axe and hammers and kill a kid or two. This got really dark for you. Oh no.
They are not part of the hierarchy of the god Heleros.
Okay.
What?
I'm not sure about the different types of demons. Maybe the types of demons that kill orc families, half-orc families, and murder everybody except for 2 children. Those type of demons.
Man, you are really reaching for an explanation here.
I hope this is research. Why you're not trying to use them, are you?
Of course not.
Use them as target practice for hitting with my hammer. Would you like to see my hammer?
What? Why do you seek demons?
That's a good question.
You see, this is my brother, right next to me. Wave to him, brother.
I
Yes.
see.
Hello.
We know this guy who knew 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 this guy's cousin that saw a demon.
And we also would like to find some demons.
Give me a persuasion check.
18.
We have an entire fucking roll cubby thing, and you rolled on the goddamn table.
18.
All right. He doesn't ask any more questions. He just says, all right, here are some books on demons. This is kind of an entry level. If you need more help, I will be at the front desk.
Quick, one last question for you.
In other
Do
words,
you
get-
possibly know how to get to demons?
There were sightings of demons attacking various families and clans, villages and towns
Where?
across the region, but they were sporadic, and I have not heard much about it in the past few years.
Do you know anybody who might be researching these kind of attacks?
I did hear that there was a paladin by the name of Greymane. He was asking about demons too.
What's his name? We threw out his name. Oh, Greymane, you say. Thank you very much. We will go read now. If I have any more questions, I know exactly where to find you.
All right.
Now get out of here and let me get back to pounding down Valium.
We interrupt this programming with a few quick messages. Hope you're enjoying this episode of the Death Saving Bros podcast. If so, there are a couple things that you can do to show your appreciation. The first is to leave us a review on iTunes, Apple Podcasts, or Stitcher. It's a great way to let us know what you like about the show so we can keep getting better, and it helps others discover us. The second thing you can do is tell others about the show by word of mouth. It's the best marketing available, so if you know someone you think would enjoy our shenanigans and story, tell them to give a listen. We don't have any podcast partners this week, but if you're interested in becoming a podcast partner, send an email with a quick synopsis of your project and a 30-second promo, if you have one, to deathsavingbros@gmail.com. We'll review your pitch and get back to you. And we also wanted to give you an update on that possible holiday break, our holiday scheduling. We will be posting an episode next week, November 20th. That's the week of U.S. Thanksgiving. But we won't be releasing an episode on November 27th because of the holiday weekend. That's the first Tuesday after Thanksgiving, so it'll be our week off. Then we'll continue to post into December with the current campaign to solve the Salt Mine Valley dilemma, and that campaign might quite possibly conclude before the end of the year. And then we'll probably take the week of Christmas and New Year's off as well. So again, we will be posting next week, but we will not have an episode for the 27th. And just so you know, next week's episode is that long overdue costume episode with suggestions from you, our listeners. Those suggestions came from Twitter using the hashtag DeathSavingBros. So head on over to Twitter. You can join in on the conversation, and you'll be ready for the next time we ask for listener suggestions. Use the hashtag DeathSavingBros, and we're always happy to chat with you. That's it for this week. We'll see you on November 20th. Without further ado, we now return you to your regularly scheduled programming. All right, let's go over to Jet. You've got a couple days. What do you want to do?
Demons.
Okay, so before Brixius and Ambionitis left, I heard them talking to the guy about the temple area. So I'm gonna walk over to him and say, I'm gonna ask him to point me in the direction of the temple area.
He says, yeah, it's that way.
Okay. No, okay. There's actually something I want to do before I ask for directions there. I want to ask them if they know which temples are in the area.
You fucking suck.
Okay,
Hold on. I got it.
I just need to find the card that has whichever one I'm part of, and I'm going to ask if that temple is in the area.
Okay, figure out what's your god.
40.
How did you hear someone tell us where the temples are? We were outside.
No, you asked the barkeeper.
Yeah, I paid attention.
Well, I just remember saying I went outside, and then I wanted to figure out. I forgot that Paul had me go back inside to ask the barkeeper.
I love you. You love me.
Okay, so I'm going to go up to the barkeeper, and I'm going to ask him if any of the temples in that temple district are for the god Sargonus. He's the god of vengeance and fire.
Yeah, there's a temple to Sargonus.
And, okay, will you be able to point me in the direction of the temple district?
Yeah, it's that way.
Excellent. So I'm going to take off in that direction to go look for my temple.
All right, you get to the temple district, and you know from your history that the Temple of Sargonus is the one in black. It's the black stone.
Gotcha. So I'm going to head over to my temple. I'm going to do the traditional respectful bow before I go in. And I'm going to look for the head monk, the person in charge.
You see a man standing at the very front of the building, welcoming the few people that do wander up the stairs to the front door. And on his chest, he has stitched into his clothing, into his robes, a fiery red condor, which is a very large bird.
Okay, I'm going to walk up to him and ask if they have any, I guess a library, because you said all the temples have libraries.
Yes, we do have a library.
Can you point me in the direction?
Of course. If you head through this door here, take the first left, the hallway will take you right there.
Excellent. So once I get down to that place, I'm going to be looking for any sort of, if they have like a personnel file to see what happened, because I know that my old instructor, his name was Boeing, but he ended up leaving like my temple before I was able to finish my final lesson with him, and I heard rumors along my travels that he might be in this area, so I'm going to look for any sort of way to find him.
Do you want to just ask the priest out front?
No, I didn't really want to deal with people because I didn't know if you were going to question me further about it.
Okay. So you go back to the library, and yes, they do have a records keeping of all of the priests and devotees that are operating within the area's temples to Sardonis. And you see that your old mentor, Boeing, is actually in the city. He is in this temple in their quarters.
And he's right behind you right now.
You feel a tap on your shoulder
Oh, shit.
as you're poring over these names.
I hope not.
And you turn around and you see a man with a wrinkled face, frown lines deep on his forehead, He's starting to bald, and his hair is mostly gray, but he is lean and wiry, and says,
Jet, who would have thought that I would see you here?
I drop to my knees. Sensei. Well, I guess we're not doing phrasing anymore.
Even better with Master.
he says,
I set myself up for that one. I just didn't mean for it to sound that way.
Jet, rise. You left the temple.
I left to find you, Sensei. I need to complete my training.
Well, I am fairly old now. I can't teach you what I used to. If you had only stayed at the temple then, you would have been taught by the other masters, by the other priests.
I don't have a response for that one.
We all make folly when we are young. But yes, I will teach you what you need to know.
and so he leads you through the hallways of the temple out into a little yard that is behind the tower, and it's surrounded by that black stone. It's a walled-in garden made of that same black stone, and he says,
Assume the position.
oh, shit.
Sensei, no!
Oh, no.
With that fucking voice, too.
Assume the stance
Oh,
of the
yes,
monk.
the stance. Oh, darling.
There's no easy way to say this. There's no good way
There's
to
no
say
easy
this.
way to do it either.
legs wide, young people.
Ready your...
Prepare your diddly hole.
Prepare... Prepare to fight.
Okay. So I'm fighting my sensei.
You're not going to fight me. I am merely going to move you through the motions to stun your opponents with each strike. You know that you can harness the power of your Kai, right?
Of course.
Good. So,
And he walks you through the motions.
he says, if you were to punch like this,
And he draws his arm out slowly towards your chest, moving his fingers as he does so into a curled fist, but ever so slightly different. And he says,
if you hit in just the right way, in just the right spot,
and he pokes you just below your sternum.
he says, if I were to hit you hard here, I can harness my Kai to stun you. Now, try it on me.
Alrighty, I guess I am going to be performing Stunning Strike, as is described by my sensei.
Go ahead and roll to see if you hit him.
Sensei, okay. 14.
You try to do it, but you wind up hitting him in not the right spot, and he takes the blow and kind of like drops his chest back a little bit to soften the blow and says,
Jet, you must try harder.
Did I still use
Again.
a Kai point?
no,
Okay.
go again.
24.
You hit him in the right spot this time.
Don't tell
and
me I
he
killed
is-
my sensei.
No, he is simply stunned.
He's stunned at how weak your punch is.
Does he have a name?
Boeing, like the plane.
No. It should have been Oogway, like the turtle from Kung Fu Panda.
Oh, Oogway?
Yeah, that's who I've been picturing this entire time.
All right, so you just performed Stunning Strike, which, if you spend a Kai point with a melee weapon attack, the target must succeed on a Constitution saving throw or be stunned until the end of your next turn. So, he fails his Constitution check, and he says,
Jet, that is good. This is what you must do. This is the next step in your training, and you will figure out more points on your enemies' bodies where you can stun them. Now, may you go in peace, and may you take the evil light of Sardonis with you.
Traditional bow to my sensei, and that was the adventure I had planned.
all right, Prothean, what are you up to?
Well, I turned to the bartender and asked him if he knows Philip Dmitriev.
No, I'm not familiar with Philip Dmitriev. There are a lot of people that come in and out of this bar. You know that, right?
Yeah, do you know if you know of anyone named Yoel?
Yorel. No, doesn't ring a bell. That sounds like a Trugalan name, though.
Do you know anyone I could talk to about finding any Trugolans?
No, most of the stuff that happens with Trugala runs out of the free city of Chorus. We don't really, we're kind of smack dab in between the south, the Starnight Forest, and the northern Sandbar Pass, so we really don't deal with Trugalans that much around here.
Thank you. I walk out of the bar tavern wherever we are, and just start walking down the street looking for anything that could be from Trugala.
Okay, give me a perception check.
Oh, do I add anything to a perception check?
Yeah, it's your wisdom.
Oh, wisdom?
And proficiency if you have it.
Alright, I got a 16.
Alright, going around, you don't really notice anything that's like blatantly Trugalan. You know personally from your studies and your travels that Trugala does import quite a few things, since the main resources in this part of around Chorus and Salt Mine Valley are lumber, salt, and iron ore. So other things like fine silks. Everybody's wearing fine silks, and a lot of them look like they might be influenced by the Trugalan style. You see jewelry that probably came from Trugala or the lands across the Coruscant Sea. But nothing that's just like, oh, that person is Trugalan.
Alright, I look for who should I talk to about this? I look for a bounty hunting office.
Well, you can go speak to the guard force, the city guard force.
That's a better idea. I'm gonna go there.
All right. You head over to the barracks, which is on the western end of town, sort of near the river. And in the barracks, there are guards coming in and out. There are people gearing up for horseback ride through the town to kind of keep an eye on the peace. And one of the guards approaches you and says, "Hey, what are you doing here?"
I'm looking for the officer in command right now.
"I am the officer in command." And she takes off her helmet and kind of tousles her hair back. And she looks at you with piercing eyes and says, "So, what can I do for you?"
Wondering if you heard anything about any Trugalans in the area.
No, we're kind of smack dab between the Sandbar Pass up north and Starnight Forest. So we don't have too many Trugalans around here. And besides, they keep trying to enter into skirmishes with us, so they don't really come over here all that often.
Yeah, I fought them in the skirmishes up by the border.
Oh, you're a paladin.
I'm a paladin of Thorm.
We appreciate what you're doing up there. And you're looking for Trugalan spies down here?
I am.
If I'll be sure if I hear anything, I can let you know. But no, I haven't heard any reports of suspicious activity around these parts.
Thank you very much. I leave, and I'm just gonna go for a walk around town. That's basically it. See if I see any crimes in progress.
All right. You don't see any crimes around here. This is the nice part of town, so there are a lot of people doing like fancy people stuff. But you can give me a perception check because there are hoodlums like you guys that do sneak across, so you might see something.
Hey, I didn't sneak across. I just walked across.
That's offensive.
No, I rode across.
It's important to note, real quick.
I got 11.
Mr. Dungeon Master, do you remember what my attire was for my fancy clothes?
Peanut Man.
Oh, yeah.
Yes?
Yeah, you're wearing top hat, monocle, and cane.
And that is all I have been wearing this entire time.
No, you're also wearing regular clothes. But to your role, Prothean, you don't see anything in progress, so you head back to the inn after kind of patrolling around?
Basically.
You go to bed happy, knowing that all is well and peaceful in this part of the world.
Woo!
All right, and last but not least, Dosh, what are you doing with your time?
I'm going to see my old buddy, old pal, chump, Reginald Thoughtworthy.
Thoughtworthy?
Thoughtworthy.
Thoughtworthy. The worthy, like he's worthy of thoughts.
Both.
Well, that's what I thought he was saying at first.
Thoughtworthy.
Thoughtworthy.
Both worthy, both worthy, both of these nuts.
He should be at the nice club for gentlemen known as the Limp Serpent.
Say the limp serpent.
Yes, you are familiar with parts of Wriford, and you make your way over to the Limp Serpent, which is a
Limp penis.
It is a cigar lounge and brandy club for gentlemen. You enter through the double oak doors, and it's a dimly lit room. There is green carpeting and red leather armchairs spaced all around a very large open room. The walls are lined with books, and next to each armchair is a small wooden table. And the person up front puts his finger to his lips and points to your weapons.
I give him a nod and a tip of my hat, and I hand him my weapons.
He lets you enter the room.
I do that, I suppose.
You slowly make your way around the room, and eventually you wind up seeing your old contact. He is sitting in an armchair, and he is holding a glass of brandy. And as you approach him, he looks up, and you see that he has frizzly white hair, and he has a chin that is more like his jowls are sagging, but they're sagging to the point where they're almost turning into a double chin. And
Yes.
he nods his head at you, lumbers out of the chair with his fairly substantial belly, but one of those bellies, like not a tight drum belly, but one of those really saggy ones. And he leads you over to a open room off of this main room and slides the wooden door shut and says,
Gosh, I didn't expect to see you around here so soon.
Oh, well, I could never miss up an opportunity to come see my good friend. I give him a nice genial handshake.
Oh, you always know how to flatter an old man.
Well, it's quite easy with you.
I will take that as a compliment, though I don't think that was. So what can I do for you?
Assume the position.
What can I do for you?
How's business these days?
Oh, business is good now that there's this new arms dealer in town. Lots of business, very local, and nobody else believed in Steelglade to begin with. But I am shipping quite a few things from Wriford up the river to Noshborough.
Through Steelglade?
Yes, all for Steelglade. And
You say they're new in town?
fairly.
New in town.
They just came around in the past couple of years. Well, no, they were here for some time, actually, but they just started getting reputable.
Reputable. So they're expanding.
Yes, they were always very small time, and now they're ramping up significantly. Apparently, there are a bunch of orc raids happening up in Salt Mine Valley, so they need lots of weapons.
Interesting. You know why business is booming for them? I know you always got your ear to the ground.
Oh, they wound up getting bought out by some very bossy woman, apparently. And who would have thought? A woman?
Oh,
A
what kind of
woman?
woman?
I don't know. I just know that she's a woman. She kind of came out of nowhere, and she's running things now.
Interesting. Well, speaking of business, how you like to move salt?
Moving salt? Yeah, well, you know that I'll move anything, really. I'm actually about to start into some spice trading. Do you remember Bindi?
Do I remember Bindi?
you have no idea who Bindi is.
Bindi, afraid you'll have to refresh my memory on that one.
Bindi Spiteri. Bindi Spiteri, you know his father. Mikolos Spiteri. He was the guy that fell under that wagon. He got run over by that wagon about 5 years ago.
Oh, a shame.
You have no idea who I'm talking about, do you?
I say it sarcastically.
All right. Well, anyways, Bindi is, he used to go through Coruscinium, but he slept with the harbor master's wife.
Ooh.
So now he's got to come here.
Foreskinium?
Ooh.
Coruscinium? But yes, so that's a lot of extra money for me. And, yeah, I'll move anything. Especially for you, Dosh.
Yeah, well, I'm definitely going to be keeping in touch with you in the future as far as some salt goes.
I hope so. Our visits seem to get longer and longer between each other.
That's a shame. I don't make it up here quite as much as I like to.
Is there anything else I can help you with?
You going to that party this week?
Oh, the Steelgate party? Yes, I am.
Yeah, I might see you there. Although, might not be Dosh. You know how it is.
I think I get it.
All right.
You know, I'm a little slow these days.
Gonna have to look for a friend of mine. It's gonna be Baron Hunk. I think you're familiar with the name.
Yes, I remember.
Good,
that
good.
one.
Well, I'll be seeing you there then.
I will see you later, Dosh.
Good day. And I tip my hat.
All right.
And I take a sip of his... No, I don't. I want to drink some brandy on the way out.
Just swipe somebody's brandy as you go out?
Yes.
As you go out, the attendant holding your weapons does like the shame with his fingers.
I pass it to him and I give him a wink.
All right. And so that is where we're going to end our episode. But before we do so, everybody goes to bed. And Ambionitis, as you're sleeping, you have a dream.
I have a crow.
I'm just the cleverest my
A wet
ever
dream.
fortune to know. I taught a trick to my shadow to stick to the tip of my toe. I've got a crow.
I've got a crow.
What did you guys watch?
I've got
Peter Pan.
a crow.
I know it's Peter Pan, but it's from something specific. That specific. Anyways,
What was the last
So-
name of that Mindy guy?
Bindi Spiteri. But you all go to sleep, and Ambionitis, you have a dream. You dream that you are flying fast over the
Like a
landscape
crow.
of... Yes, like a crow. Fast like a crow over the landscape of Salt Mine Valley. You see the place where you and Brixius grew up after your family had been murdered by demons. You see that place, you see Noshpra, and as you fly over Noshpra, you see the Crow's Head Casino, and you see men and women walking out with swords and spears and daggers, and then you're in the mountains, and suddenly you're at ground level, and you're standing next to two orcs, one with his back to you, the other is shaking his hand. It looks like two clans together, and as the one that is facing away from you turns, you recognize him as Chief Brondok. Then you are in a mine, and you hear the clanking of swords and the rustling of armor. And then there are flashes of light, screams of women and children, and before you lie the dead, massacred bodies of an entire clan. And we hope you come back for the episode next week.
Well, that's kind of fucked up.
Hope you enjoyed learning a little bit more about the world. This was a little bit of a slower episode because a lot of exciting stuff is going to happen next week at the Masquerade Steelglade party.
Massacre raid.
The Massacreade. I hope not. God, I hope not.
I mean, every party we go to generally tends to turn into a massacre raid. Because we massacre and then we try to hide the fact that we did it.
Yes, I know that. So I hope that you all come back. If you've enjoyed what you've been hearing, head over to iTunes, Stitcher, Apple Podcasts, leave us a review. We'd love to hear your feedback. If it's 5 stars, fantastic. Even if it's not, it still helps us grow, and it also helps our podcast get a little bit more visibility. If you want to keep in touch with us in between episodes, you can follow us on Twitter at Death Saving Bros. Same handle for other social media applications. You can also follow me personally at HP Camper.
You can follow me personally at Benfro15.
You can follow me personally at ima_b_rad.
And you can follow me if you're ever behind me in any case scenario. Or if you actually just want to look at my various profiles at B_RICHA918.
And you can follow your dreams.
And you can follow me at ESNemeth, or ESNemeth with ending with the Z, depending on what you're on. I don't do much online.
And for all of you listeners, whether you're in the car, at home, or wherever you may be, keep saving those death throws, and we'll see you next week. Oh, by the way, before we start, do you guys know what happened? Like, can you talk about what has happened since we started?
No. I said we can't make it a surprise for you.
No, because if I have to play characters, I need to know what the hell I'm doing.
Well, in all honesty...
That defeats the purpose of a surprise.
You do know I'm a paladin, right? And my job is basically hunting demons. Amongst other
Eric,
hunting
I'm
other
sure my
things.
character knows pretty much jack shit about you. Honestly. My character doesn't even,
That's fair.
my character's at the point in his life that he has no idea why he's even involved in all of this, because him and his brother were just coming to start a gym and venture out for the first time, and now we're tied up in all this political bullshit that doesn't really affect us, or we don't really tend to care about. So, Paul, be ready, because at any point in this campaign, I might just leave the city and make you change the entire campaign and go to the other side of the world or something.
Because A, I'm trying to avenge my family. B, it wouldn't be bad to clear the orcs' names. And C, I don't like the fucking city.
Noted.
I didn't expect... No, sorry. Dosh.
We hope that you all, listeners, at home, in your car, wherever you may be, keep saving those death throws, and we'll see you next week.
And eat dicks.
You know, I realized we walked into a bar today and we didn't start a fight.
I'm so proud of you. Some of the sounds and background music in this production are copyright material. The songs, Road to Dark Tower and Traveler's Notebook, are music by Orchestralis. The Death Saving Bros theme song is an abridged version of the song Run by Kai Angle, and sourced from the Free Music Archive. This track is used with permission under Creative Commons Attribution License 4.0. You can read the full license at creativecommons.org/licenses/by/4.0/legal code.